This is Smithy.tv.
So we are back in the studio again for the Mind Reels on Smithy.tv. We're kind of sweeping through like Canadian television again this week.
We are complete Canadian television whores this week.
We are in a good way. Because we had Christian from Orphan Black and Murdoch, and then from Murdoch we jumped to Murdoch with tonight's guest, Georgina Reilly.
Hello.
Who also brought her husband, Steve O'Brien.
Mark O'Brien.
I've been dreading that all day.
That's totally fine. I just noticed you said whore, so can we curse?
You can say whatever you want.
You fucking bastard.
Back to this interview's over, buddy.
Yeah.
I've been dreading
Canadian
that all
first
day.
if you can curse and then curse.
Right, yeah.
I just knew at some point I was going to screw up your name, like, because I was thinking of Mark and Brian, the radio announcers, and then for some reason I went with Steve O'Brien. I'm like, why do I know Steve O'Brien? And I'm like, please don't.
I've been called way worse. It's totally.
And then I screwed it up. So.
It's totally fine.
Right. It's a first.
Yeah.
It's a Republican Doyle guy.
Yeah. That's
Some
good.
guy
I normally have that.
That guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so of course who plays Des on Republic of Doyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is great. Because I think you are, in fact, our first Republic of Doyle guest.
Oh, cool.
Which is cool. Well, I mean, it's kind of tough because most of them are Newfoundland. So we haven't been.
Nice pronunciation, by the way.
Yeah.
Newfoundland. Very good. Very good.
Newfoundland.
Yeah, or Newfoundland.
So much trouble.
Yeah.
Well, I'm an East Coaster, so New Brunswick. So.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Quite East Coast. Nova Scotia High School. Well, universities.
Yeah.
So.
We take that. We'll accept
All right, good. Kitchen party afterwards.
Yes.
But yeah, so and we've got, who else have we got this week? We've got, tomorrow night we've
Laura
got
Descartes, we've got Steve
Descartes.
Lund tomorrow night.
Nice.
So we're everywhere. We're all over Canadian television this week, which is awesome. But yeah, swear away. Feel great about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
And I didn't have a chance to tell Sue this, but we're gonna feel so old after this interview because you guys are like barely mid-20s.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yep.
Yeah, we are barely
That's
mid-20s.
exactly accurate.
20s-ish. But
Yeah.
I was looking at what you were born in '84. You were born in '86.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I am so old.
I think no, you're doing good. You look good. I'm starting to feel that now. I'm a grown man all of a sudden. I can like do stuff.
Never
It's like,
reacted to that.
Because
I
there are
gotta, like,
90s parties now. Like,
Yeah,
rather than
really.
80s parties, now they're 90s. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like tie-dye and like the slap wristbands.
Oh,
and the kids don't know
All that
what we're
kind
talking
of
about.
No, Saved by the Bell theme.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yes.
I'm at an age now where I'm embarrassed that I can't do construction stuff around the home. That's how old I am now. Because when you're like 22, you're like, no one can expect me to. Yeah. But now I'm like, oh, I gotta like.
Oh, I probably know how to do that.
Yeah, I should probably.
Want to Google that? I don't know.
Yeah. No,
Is there a Wikipedia entry?
that's like David cooking. Cooking and construction.
The seas.
All right, well, we'll start it really easy.
For you guys, because we start every interview with this. I'm sure everybody's tired of hearing this, but we always like to know favorite movies.
Oh, you're gonna win this one. Not that it's a competition.
It's
Can I
not a
go?
contest.
We wrote this list on our phones. Remember, we had the similar top 10.
Okay, I'm gonna throw out a couple.
Okay.
Here you go.
I love Network. by Sidney Lumet, one of my favorite
Great
movies
movie.
of all time.
Oh my god.
2001: Space Odyssey, you kind of got to go there. I love the movie The Game by David Fincher.
Oh my god, that's an awesome movie.
It's such a good movie.
Every time I watch it, I'm like, I forget how fucking much I love it.
Exactly. It's so good. Blue Velvet, David Lynch.
Yeah.
Mulholland Drive, David Lynch. I love David Lynch. Amadeus.
Nice. I haven't watched that.
Manhattan. Which
Manhattan.
On my
Manhattan,
list.
yeah.
That's where I could
I
join
can't,
in.
it's hard to have a favorite. I think I always say, I love No Country for Old Men. I think I always say The Game.
And I'm impressed that he has a favorite movie because, like, I know he's such a movie. Like, our movie collection is crazy. I don't
Nice.
own any of them. They're all ours.
She's not allowed.
And I think Mean Girls and The Notebook
yeah.
are in there, and those are
Yeah.
mine. That's
And I have
really-
like Blue Velvet.
Yeah.
Like, completely.
And I only just saw Shawshank like
Yeah, like a couple months
a couple
ago.
months ago for the first
But
time.
loved it.
But I loved it. Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. We're going through a list right now of things that Mark's like, you haven't seen that? That's crazy.
It's true.
But I can't believe he has a favorite movie. Just with someone who loves so many movies to have one. So, and
Sure.
he
I know, I'm
introduced me
like,
to the game.
in which genre?
Yeah.
I know,
In which
right?
year?
The
Yes.
director.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Game. I think The Game and
It's a
Network.
good fight.
Yeah, two of those.
Network's
movies.
pretty awesome.
I like Fight Club and The
Fantastic.
Social Network.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
Also
What's my
Fincher.
other
In and
favorite?
Out was on TV last night, and I forgot how much I loved it.
In and Out with Joan Cusack.
Yeah.
That is a good movie.
Kevin Kline.
That's a really good movie.
I was
So
like,
just do
repeating
that.
everything
You know
as
you
he
want
said.
to.
LA Confidential.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
Confidential.
original.
Yes, I
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was.
That was 2
Really?
weeks ago for me.
Yeah.
So these are all new. I don't know what it is. I just didn't. I watched a lot of movies, but I don't know. I don't sit in front of the TV very often.
Oh, are you trying to? Is that a slag on me? Oh, you know what I just watched that I love?
To everybody in
You know
here,
what I
I'm
just-
not making any friends.
Diabolique.
Oh yeah. The
That-
original, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that is like I just saw it and it was like I had a criteria.
Fantastic film.
So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
You'd like that. Maybe one of these days I'll let
It
you.
was really nice.
Mark watches a movie with breakfast every
Yeah.
morning.
If I could do that, I would.
Part of
Yeah,
it.
if I'm not working, that
Yeah.
makes me sound like I'm a lazy
No,
bastard.
like but even just for 20 or half an hour.
Yeah, I'll
if
watch
it's
it a
just
little
during
I can do
meeting.
that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do that. I've been doing that. Well, I've got like tons to get through at home, so yeah, I just something always on the go. I'm working my way through Game of Thrones season 3 right now on Blu-ray, right?
What episode are you on?
Episode 6, I think.
Have you seen all of it?
I haven't seen any of it.
I've read
See
all the
the
books.
first episode.
Just
yeah,
call me
that's
after episode 9.
Oh, funny.
I watched the
We were
pilot,
at
but I
a.
haven't seen it.
That was good.
I was invited last week to the HBO release party for it,
Cool.
which
Oh,
was
wow.
a complete homage to the Red Wedding. So I already knew.
Oh, well, you said you
I've
read the books. Oh, you've
yeah.
read the books.
So.
You should have seen I was alone on a plane.
No.
And I saw episode 9 and I was like, okay, I'll watch this, and I'm in the window seat. And then it just happened. Red Wedding happened, and I'm just like, and I'm not sitting next to Mark, I'm like, you do not understand. Like, one of those first
It's
names.
like a 7-year-old kid.
I was like, and I sat in silence, and I was like, I can't, because there's no show that kills that many main characters at once. It's crazy.
It was insane.
Sorry for anyone who hasn't seen it, but I'm not saying.
Well, it was funny. They showed it at
At the release,
event,
yeah.
and there were people there, of course, who hadn't either read the books or seen season 3 yet.
Right.
And like even people at our table, were like, just don't watch this, don't. And they're just sitting there going,
Yeah.
like, I told you.
Not to watch
Yeah.
that. But it's so good. It's
You
just
spoiled yourself.
so incredibly violent. Just you can't get attached to any character, which
No.
I'm so worried about because Tyrion and Arya and Bran are like my favorite.
I think
characters.
Tyrion's safe.
Tyrion's. I don't know where I'm at in
That's
the book
Peter
right now.
Dinklage.
He's
I
kind
don't
of
think anybody's safe because he's not done writing yet.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me.
Make anything
Get you
happen.
nervous?
Sounds like you don't even enjoy it. It's like it just like makes you
Right?
anxious.
It's yeah.
It's like watching the Olympic hockey games. I didn't enjoy myself. I was just like, damn, fucking score! I'm gonna go crazy. Like, I'm just like, I'm not even
Yeah.
having a good time. I'm just like, and then they score. I'm like, well, we're up 1-0. I guess. Like I'm like mad about that. It's not good enough.
I know.
Yeah. Anyway,
Now,
that's just
I'm,
one of my problems.
I'm sure you guys have told this story.
Mhm.
I couldn't find it anywhere, so that's why I'm bringing it up.
Mhm.
How did you guys meet?
I'm
And you can tell. And can you tell the story? I mean, if you don't want to share it. that's fine, but-
She
Oh,
knocked
no,
on my
was it-
hotel room naked.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, amazing.
No, I booked a guest star on Republic of Doyle
Okay.
in season 2, and I'd never been on location before, like that, like flying somewhere for a job. So it was all very exciting, and I was going to Newfoundland, and I didn't really know
It
anything.
was really exciting once you met me.
Oh yeah.
That's
very
when the
much.
excitement started.
Yeah.
Before that was
And I went well, you can tell the stuff about Thursday night.
Well, Thursday. Okay, so we shoot Sunday to Thursday on Republic of Doyle.
Nice.
And on the show, there's a bar in it called the Duke.
Mhm.
And just like, there are Dukes everywhere. There's a Duke of Duckworth, because there's a Duckworth Street.
Yeah.
And we go there every Thursday night. Like, I mean, the whole cast and crew. I've never seen any production
Right,
that
yeah.
does this. Every Thursday night, everybody goes out. And we normally, when guests come to town, they've never been to Newfoundland before, so we'll take them to dinner. We'll like make sure they go to the Duke
Nice.
and stuff like that. So we met at the Duke. We didn't have any scenes together, and we met at the Duke. And she was loaded. No, you were kind of though. Like, I mean, you had.
Oh no, I had a few. Like, I mean, I was in Newfoundland. I
Like
had
that's
a
the
couple,
excuse.
but not.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't say that either, because that kind of makes it less of a love at first sight moment.
Yeah.
Beer goggles.
But then we hung out. Like, we hung out and stuff.
No, yeah, we met, and we were just friends actually, but we got along like it was just an immediate kind of.
That's cool.
And
It
then
was
I was
awesome.
come back here in the new year,
Mhm.
and when I came back in January.
In January, that's when we actually started dating.
That's cool.
So, but it was a fun. Yeah, it was one of those unexpected. Because sometimes you're looking for it and then you're not, and yeah.
And we played pool. That was one of the first things to do. We played
Yes,
pool.
we played pool and we both were terrible.
We were both shit. And first I was like, because I'm such a shitty pool player that sometimes I might be good. You just know what that's like. You're like, oh, I'm really good. Oh, next shot. Like, you have no idea you're going to get that one in. And I was like, maybe I'll be good, and that'll be kind of cool for a second. And then it was like, no, I'm shit. So then I just played up how I suck so much, which I think you were enthralled by myself.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So that worked.
And of course, you also guested on Murdoch as well. Since
Yeah, and I played her ex-fiance.
Who was an alcoholic.
Piece of shit. Yeah.
You really took advantage of the swearing thing tonight.
I know.
Do
it's
it.
kinda
You're
fun.
enjoying it
It
a
was
lot.
really fun. I really get to do that.
Yeah, he came and played. It was really weird because were we engaged then?
No.
No, we weren't
No.
engaged yet. So it was just funny. It was like a foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's not my
Oh,
ex-fiance.
yeah.
Yeah. It was like half foreshadowing.
Who I left at the altar.
Part of it was
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it was fun.
It was really
doing that
fun. We had
together.
and then Johnny Harris, who plays Constable Crabtree, is one of my
Yeah.
best friends. Stood for me at our wedding. Was our MC.
Wait.
Yeah.
He and I had a fight scene, which was really good. I was drunk, and like he just dodged all my punches. I was like,
And he ripped his pants.
And he ripped his pants. Yeah, it's out. Johnny Harris ripped his pants. Sorry.
John is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
He's
he is
amazing.
pretty awesome.
We got talking about Stephen King when we were on the set with him.
Oh,
He
nice.
had just finished
Yeah.
11/22/63 at that point, and I just
Okay.
read it. And yes, we pretty much commented the interview to talk about that.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
That
what
sounds
we
good.
do. But you, of course, grew up in were born in England.
Yep.
Surrey.
Yep.
Yeah, but no
I
accent
thought you
at all.
said sorry for
I
saying
know.
that.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
always thinks I
So
say
sorry.
that. They'll be like, "Where are you from in England?" I'm like,
Surrey.
Guildford, and I'm like, "It's in Surrey." And they'll be like, "Whereabouts?" I'm like, "Surrey," and they're like, "Oh no, I mean like whereabouts?" Because if they don't think I hear them or something. Yeah, it's a weird. I was always really good. I grew up in a musical family, so I think that has a lot to do with accents for me. Like
Oh.
my dad and I mean, we used to come to Canada a lot when I was like 5, 6, and 7, and my dad and I used to do accents all the time. And I think I can go back to my British accent whenever I want to, but I think being around a Canadian accent for so long. But it is weird because I was 16 when I moved, so technically
Yeah,
I
so
shouldn't have lost it. My mother always says, well, I tried to audition. I would go in as me and then do the part, but it just got very confusing and you're kind of in and out, you know?
That's fair.
I've never lost my British rhythm. I think that still stayed the same, and my sarcasm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm
Yep.
you get here and you're like apparently so mean.
What?
Like, yeah, well, I guess the British humor is just a little more cutting, and sometimes people would be like, "Whoa," and I'm like, "Oh, this is
You
like."
say it without the accent, it just comes across.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
They
that's
just
right.
think
I
I'm
think that's
an
what it is.
asshole.
When Maggie Smith says it, oh, ha, 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 ha. When like Paul Gross says it, it's like, oh, you bastard. Like,
Yeah.
It's different. Right?
Yeah,
Asshole.
that's true.
Like those are my typical. My Brit is
I know,
Maggie Smith.
Maggie
My
Smith
Canadian's
and Paul
Paul.
Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So, but I still feel very British. My parents are here, and they're
Sure.
very British. So.
Well, and you brought up musical theater, which we wanted to touch on because
Yeah.
of course you did Camelot.
Yeah.
And you did
My dad wrote that.
Grease and Guys and Dolls.
Yep.
Wait, I'm sorry. Your dad wrote the musical Camelot.
My dad wrote Camelot. It was for a production between in United Kingdom, an interschool production, and my dad wrote a musical for kids. It was Camelot Kids.
Ah.
Oh,
So
cool.
he wrote all the characters, but we were all little. So it was like Guinevere and Prince Arthur before we were big and Merlin and stuff. It was really fun. Yeah.
That's cool.
Merlin the Kid Wizard.
Yeah. Really.
Awesome.
He was a
Expecto
terrible singer.
Patronum.
Yeah, nobody does it. Sorry, Oliver Q.
Wow.
I do remember his name.
Oh, weird shout out.
That is a really bad shout out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
This is a horrible.
You know who sucks? Oliver Q. This guy.
And this is his full name. Oh my god, cut that. Oh, that's awful. I'm really sorry. Yeah, I love musical theater. It's what I grew up doing, and my family has a musical background. That's what my dad did. So I miss it. I always hope one day to hop back on the stage and do it, but it's just a harder. I mean, you're off for so long if you make that commitment.
Yeah.
So.
Wicked's coming. I'm just saying.
I know to play her would be.
Right.
Well,
All right, but who are you in Greece? Just we were talking earlier, and we just wanted to know who you were in Greece.
I played. Oh, what's her name?
Rizzo, was it Rizzo?
It wasn't Rizzo. It was
Who's the beauty school dropout? Was that?
no, not her, not Frenchie.
Frenchie.
The one that sings Freddie My Love. She's all the
Okay,
boyfriends.
Oh, yeah.
Because in the musical, in the movie, it's not she doesn't have as many songs, but in the musical, there's a lot more like for each character. But yeah, it was really fun. I really enjoyed that. Guys and Dolls, I played Adelaide,
Nice.
which is like the best. Yeah, Guys and Dolls is
Great music in that.
amazing. I really miss musical theater. It's a perfect combo of acting, and I like to sing too, but I prefer to do them together.
Nice.
As opposed to one just in the shower.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
I'm
just
really
singing,
good at that.
or singing
I'm amazing
monotone.
in the
just
shower.
Yeah.
No acting at all. Yeah.
No, you know what I mean, like.
I know what that means.
Whatever. You don't sing.
No.
Well, but you do a lot of other things. I mean, you
Do.
do.
I do.
I knew that was
Do.
coming.
Yeah. Nice. You're so happy about that. So excited.
But you've done like some composing, you've done editing, you've done second unit directing.
Yeah.
You're kind of like just branching out everywhere.
Yeah, I think it's like I started making movies with my buddies when I was a kid at movies.
Totally counts.
There were things that we recorded that were supposed to make sense. And I think like ever since then, it's like I kind of wanted to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel I kind of enjoy that a bit more. I mean, sometimes you're like just giving yourself over to someone who's like, they know what they're doing.
They've got the vision. And
Yeah, and I'm just here and it's fine. But like other times it's like there's a way I want to do it. And then it's like editing too. I love editing. It's like I kind of want to be there for all those things.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because I just love movies so much.
Probably, because I think when I was in college, we had a video program, and editing was my favorite part.
Yeah.
I mean, getting out and shooting, that's all fun.
Yeah.
But then getting in that little room and just
I
putting
could
stuff
never do
together.
Because that's when the movie
It comes
takes
together.
shape, and it's like, I think George Clooney had a great quote where he said that like, he doesn't like to make a movie where you find it in the editing room. So you know what it's going to be, but then you still have those little surprises, but you prepared yourself along the way that you knew what the movie you were going to make.
Yes.
Whereas like some movies, I mean, they can work out, like Terrence Malick, like some of his movies are great, but it's like he just shoots random shit for like
Yeah.
for like
For like a
months.
week and a half,
Yeah. Just like just filming a river, and then somehow it's brilliant. But I would never know how to do that.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, you've done writing. You've done what was it? Diary of a Deadly PI.
Yeah. It was a web series we did for Doyle, which was really that was really fun. It was really hard. There was one day. Okay, a funny story. So this whole web series, we had a couple other people in it, come and going in it, and it was just me and the surveillance van of like the Doyle surveillance van, which was really fun. It was cool, and so me and one of the writers on the show, Carrie McDonald, she came up with the basis for this thing. She was like, you can do whatever you want with it. So I was like, oh, fantastic. So then I'd kind of write my own take on what she had written. And anyway, so it would be like 4 minutes of me just like talking to the camera in some of the episodes. So I'm just talking to this camera, and like we do like 4. And I'm like, it's just me. And like, you kind of forget, I'm not doing word for word anymore because it's like this thing didn't work. So you kind of change it on the fly. Yeah. And I remember one day I had to do it where a couple times a year I'll go over to Alan Hocko's house on a school night, and we'll have a few nips. Like, we'll have a few drinks. And we'll only do it once or twice a year where it's a school night. And so anyway, there's one night I go over, it's towards the end of the season, of season 3.
Okay.
So anyway, so I go over, it's one of my last days of shooting, the night before. So I go over, and it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just like, man, fuck. I'm like, what time are you shoot? What time are you going in tomorrow? And he's like, oh, I'm not in until like 12. And I was like, what? And normally he's in like crack of dawn, but he's like, it's the end of the year, so he's like taking a bit more of a break. I was like, what? Why are you not? I thought you were in like early too. What? And he was like, what time are you in? I was like 7, man. I've been up like 4 hours. Like I'm loaded. Like this. Yeah, you bastard. So anyway, he's like, oh, that's too bad. And so anyway, so then I go, I'm like, I run home. I'm like, oh my god. So I go in. I have to do a photo shoot for one of the webisodes that day.
Okay.
I have to shoot a main unit scene of Doyle. Then I have to shoot a second unit scene of Doyle. Then I had to do 4 of those webisodes where I talk for like 3 or 4 minutes, and I'm like, ew, look at me. Like I can't. I'm not making
You're like
any
the
sense.
Swedish chef.
Yeah. I'm turned back on the camera. Like, what? And it was so bad. And then I was there till midnight because it was also the scene where I got shot at the end of season 3. So it was like this huge scene, and at the end of it, I was like, I'll fucking kill you, man. Like Ellen's like, what? What's the problem? I'm like, oh my god. So anyway, I lived through it though somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I've got like, you are all over the place. But I think what you said, is your love of movies kind of helps you expand into that.
Yeah, I think sometimes like you can reference movies too of like when I'm watching a movie, I find it is kind of like homework in a way. It's like what did work and what didn't work, and I find watching a bad movie or a so-so movie is almost as informative as watching a good movie. Yeah, and like we watched Jack Ryan, Shadow.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah, and it's like as soon as we walked out, I was like, man, and like I didn't make that movie. It's a good movie, but like watching that, it was like if they just cut out the first 15 minutes, that would have been such a better movie if they just jumped right into it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's actually true or not. That's just my opinion, but it's funny. That was still a great thing that I saw that movie because I learned that thing about like, oh, maybe you don't need all this backstory sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think it comes from that for me, and it's like, and sometimes even talking to your DP or your other actors or your editor, you can sometimes reference another movie. It's like, did you ever see that? Like this is the kind of thing.
They had that shot.
Yeah, and it's like, and that rather than having to fucking go through like hours of like.
I need you to zoom in on this and then pull
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I'm just like YouTube. I'm like, see, that's the part in Jurassic Park. Because I'm making short movies like Jurassic Park. Yeah. That's the kind of dinosaur shot I want. Why can't you get it? Yeah.
So easy.
Yeah.
Totally get that.
Yeah.
And you just saved me like $10 from having to see Jack Ryan in the theaters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or you can show up 10 or 15 minutes
you
late
say.
and we'll
Still
never.
get it.
Yeah, we'll get it.
Because I did want to see it, having read like all the books and of course.
It's
having
pretty
seen
good.
those things. And it's Brahma directed it.
Yeah, and I love him, and he's great in the movie.
He's-
And I really like Chris Pine too. I think he's.
He's reliable.
Yeah.
I will say reliable.
That's a really.
He's not my
That is a
favorite
good
Captain
description.
Kirk, but he's reliable.
Yeah.
as Captain Kirk.
He will get. He's not gonna like. There's not gonna be a scene with his pants down, literally or figuratively.
I think there
Maybe.
were some literally.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah. Whatever.
Damn it.
It's not canon. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
And this question has actually been popping in my head all day, just because I'm kind of curious, and I've been watching a lot of detective shows. There we go, at home right now, because both Murdoch and Republic of Doyle are detective-y shows.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite detective show?
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
No, do you mean like
The new one.
Benedict and?
Where we,
Yeah.
I love it.
I haven't
think
seen True
it's-
Detective yet.
Oh my
I
god!
don't think
Yeah.
I've seen. Maybe I haven't seen enough. I mean, I grew up on Poirot.
Sherlock's great. Yeah.
And like
Wow.
Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah.
And Columbus.
Oh.
Columbo.
Whoa.
I was really little. I just remember the Mac that he wore.
The Mac.
Yeah, we called them. Anyways, whatever.
I
Jesus.
We talked about this.
I know.
Yeah, but
Sherlock's
Sherlock.
so
I think
good.
it's just. I think it's perfect. I think it's.
The tone is so. It's so
Yeah.
funny
Yeah.
and it's so like.
I love Martin Freeman.
Yeah.
He's so good in this series.
Yeah, he's so good.
And you've seen all of series 3 then.
Yeah.
Just the way it all tied back.
I know.
Yeah.
He's like, that is just smart writing.
It's so good.
You can't get rid of him. We were talking because Mark just said he missed him the whole time.
Yeah.
Already said.
That performance, Andrew Scott is just.
But
Right?
how? How are they gonna do?
Well, they
this?
still didn't explain how Sherlock.
I know.
I
See,
know.
and I love the fact that
Which
they
I
did
love
it.
that they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Any other show would be like first 2 minutes. It's
Yeah.
just like.
I
Explain
loved
that.
the
Yeah.
examples though.
Yes.
Like the one
Yeah.
where they had all the actors and the big trampoline
Yeah, that was
thing,
good.
and like I thought that was great.
And
You
yeah,
call it-
going back to Misery with the he didn't get out of the cock-a-doodie car.
Yeah.
yeah.
I also like. I guess if you call it what, I guess like The Wire is kind of a detective.
Wire's
show,
really
right?
smart.
Yeah, I really like that show.
Magnum.
Ryan's working his way through that right now. Magnum, of
The
course.
Wire.
is
It's a
my
slow
favorite.
burn.
It is a slow burn.
It's a slow burn.
Idris Elba, though. I mean, is
Oh,
there a better
God,
actor
Stringer
right
Bell.
now than Idris Elba?
Yeah, he's the best. Luther. Luther.
Luther
Oh.
is- I haven't started watching
Over
it, but it's on my
Sherlock?
list.
Maybe, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That means I have to start that really soon.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Damn you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Sorry,
were
everybody.
addicted to that.
I was really addicted to that.
We were on the plane and he was watching it, and I happened to look over and I hadn't seen any of it. Like the worst.
Like the most
possible moment.
grisly
Most
thing you've ever seen in your life.
moment
I was
ever.
like,
and I
baby,
was
check
like,
out the show. She's like, oh, sweet. Oh, my God.
yeah. I was
It's
just
like,
like,
turning her head.
it was really horrific. So I
Yeah.
haven't really been able to. Because also, there's certain things I can't watch by myself. Like I just saw Prisoners recently. With Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman. And I wanted to see it, but I'm glad I watched it with Mark because there's certain movies that just sit with me and living.
This is
with
Georgina the
someone
whole
makes
time.
me-
She was like, I don't feel very good. I feel weird.
I
It's
did.
working.
I
The
know.
movie's working.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't like it if he's away shooting. So some of these more heavier things I won't.
You should probably wait for him then before you start True Detective.
Okay.
I haven't watched the past 2 episodes, but man, they are not
Right.
afraid to go dark places. And
Really?
I'm just like, this is so
It's
good.
a new thing, huh?
Yeah.
It's like dark.
Like
okay
Gone
with
Baby Gone dark, because that's dark.
Yeah,
That's dark.
that's pretty dark. Luther's darker than that.
Whoa.
The killing went pretty dark,
It did.
especially in its
I never saw any of that.
My good friend Ben Watson's on that.
Yeah,
Was on it.
my buddy.
Name dropping everything.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
figured
yeah.
I would for you. I don't know.
Just one of my friends on The Killing, the big show.
The big shoe.
Yeah.
Columbo, anyone?
What'd you call him?
Columbus?
Columbus.
Columbus, oh yeah.
Columbus. Yeah.
Discoverer of
Okay.
America.
Yeah, yeah.
It
Kind of a
was
boring show, but
My parents will love that. That's sort of like when they ask me who was the first man to land on the moon, and I'd always say the guy taking the picture of Neil Armstrong. It made sense.
Okay.
there's a camera on the pod.
My brother would say it's all not real anyway. So.
Yeah, Stanley Kubrick did the whole thing.
The last person who said that to Buzz Aldrin got smacked in the face.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really
That would be
insulting.
really
But he's like,
insulting,
that's
to
been
be
my
fair, to be
entire
fair.
life work. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just watched the clip again, and let me tell you, for a man Buzz's age, because he's not young,
Yeah.
that punch came out of nowhere, and it took that guy.
There's a
down.
video of the
There's
punch?
a video of the.
Oh my God.
Because this guy's
Looking that
harassing
up.
him about the whole. There was a fight. How do you feel about being a liar? And he takes only so much of it, and then Buzz just pops him. I'm like, yeah,
That's
buddy.
really satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a movie in there, just that.
Oh, totally.
Just building to the punch. I like Buzz.
Buzz is awesome.
Yeah.
So Dr. Emily Grace
Yes.
has had a bit of a year so far.
Yeah.
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 I'm not sure.
Tim
how I
is
feel
not
about that.
pleased
Not
with
pleased.
the
I was not when I read it.
flirtations and directions.
I was like, no, she's
was-
not like this. What?
I was a little upset. I was
Yeah.
like, this is not.
You didn't put a ring on it.
No, that's my quote always. He's been a little slow on the uptake, in her defense, and I think
Sure.
the only reason why, because the last episode she went for dinner, right? And I thought, and the only reason I think she went was he was like, "Oh yeah, you're taken," and she's like, "Well, I guess I'm not, and
Yeah.
I'm sad right now, so I might as well go to dinner." Like it's not. I mean, it's 1901, so it's not like going to dinner is
Not good enough.
not good enough.
No.
He got upset about it.
Yeah, but he wasn't
I know, I feel so
necessarily
bad.
being like the most stand-up guy either. Like there were flirtations coming from other women towards him too,
Right.
that were right in front of her.
Yeah, but he's a goof. I mean, he doesn't know any better.
And,
Yeah,
in a
but-
good way, he's a goof. He's not a bad guy.
Yeah,
No,
he's not a bad guy.
But he wasn't necessarily like saying I'm taken either.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Everything's
he
too
had
conservative back then.
plenty
Like,
of
Yeah,
opportunities
jump to it.
it.
say it and do it, and
Yeah.
so.
Especially after watching Murdoch and Ogden dance around it for years. It's like,
Yeah.
come on.
I'm
learn from
impressed
their
that they can
mistakes.
keep it like.
They've been frisky this year.
That's true.
They were friskier this year, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun though to get to do like for Crabtree and Grace to really visit that part of the relationship, especially in the episode where I was undercover, the Sting episode,
Yeah.
and to have the breakup and everything. When I read that, I was like, it's cool because it was continuing a certain way for a while and it was very sweet, but to have something that sort of that challenges the relationship
Oh,
between
totally.
them makes it interesting for us
Yeah.
as actors.
Yeah.
And Johnny and I had to sit down and we really looked at it like. Because where did this start?
Johnny
and to
played
build it
Broken
and
Hearted
stuff.
very, very well.
Yeah.
No, and it with the
In that like
daisies.
speakeasy thing or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's trying to.
Oh my god.
I know. He's really. And those moments where I leave and it's just the camera goes to him with these flowers that sort of
Yeah.
droop. They're like those
On
magic
cue.
ones. Yeah, they just go
Yeah.
and you're like, I'm like, I can't win.
I know.
Never gonna be Team Grace.
It was like a Three Stooges routine or something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as much as it upsets me,
Yeah.
I like the fact that it does upset me.
Good.
Because
Good. Yeah.
you know that way I know I care about these characters.
Yeah.
You want to see them, you want to see them get together, but you don't want them to just jump right into it. You want them to have to struggle to get there,
Yeah.
and that makes it more poignant and better, I think.
Yeah.
Because nowadays people are watching TV shows and they want to see a little bit of their own life reflected up there.
Yeah.
And people are going to identify with Emily's story. They're going to identify with Crabtree's story.
Yeah, that's very
It's
true.
just people want their heroes to be a success, but they also want them to fall at the same time.
Yeah.
So to see the
Yeah.
faults
Yeah.
makes it that.
And in
better.
that time period too.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
That people, because sometimes you watch those movies, you think about
Some
people.
things really haven't changed very much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people are people. Whether they're in a corset and told to stand and be a certain way, you know,
Yeah.
we feel what we feel and we act on those things. I mean, and I think, Emily and Dr. Ogden, Julia, are more advanced women anyway of
Oh,
that
totally.
time, so
Yeah.
they're kind of more outspoken and go for the things they want to go for. So, yeah, I think it's cool that it's not just a perfect,
Mm-hmm. Oh, totally.
because it could have gone that way with
Yeah.
them, especially.
I mean, and especially like.
I mean, she got almost to the point of saying, like, are we dating or what?
Yeah.
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 What's the word?
Yeah, what's going down?
Yeah. I mean, if we had been, or if you guys had been shooting this, like in the '70s,
Yeah.
it would have been just campy, and everybody would have been happy by the end of the episode.
Yeah,
Whereas,
yeah.
Whereas now you can get into that, and it's,
Yeah.
and this just popped into my brain, so I'm going with it. Both you, and of course Helen are role models now for women in a really strong and positive way by putting this message out there that smart women are sexy, they can be funny, they can be romantic.
Mhm.
I mean, that's a great message to be putting out
That's,
there.
I've never really, that's always something as an actor that I would always want to do. Like, as I'm getting older too in my career, like I talked to Mark about it too, like the things that I want to audition for, the things I want to do, definitely have to have a communication that makes something like that,
Mhm.
that I feel, when I do my job and someone watches it, because you have to be responsible for that, because in the beginning sometimes you audition for all these things and you're like, and then you shoot it and you're like, oh, this message is not who I am, and you have to keep your integrity together with those kinds of things. So it is really great, and also classy. Like, you can be dressed up to here and still be charming and
Right.
funny and attractive, and it doesn't have to be about. Yeah, it's definitely about who they are as people,
Yes.
and they're very they're really smart. And
They are.
I'm
And
now
the fact that
way
Murdoch
smarter than
appeals
me.
to such a wide audience.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
like little kids that are watching, and there's like grown women who are like, this is exactly how I feel inside, and it's all
Yeah.
reflected on the screen for them too. So
Yeah,
very
that's
cool.
true. Yeah, it is a family show, which is
It
nice.
really is,
Everyone
yeah.
can sit down and really enjoy it, which is always, that's amazing.
And then
Yeah.
of course it just they just started broadcasting them stateside, I guess.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on Ovation, or did they change the name of the
Yeah.
channel? I think it's
They
Ovation,
just need
the
to
Artful
change the name.
Detectives.
Yeah, they need to change that
I
back.
know.
Sorry, stateside, but
That's what
Yeah.
you get for losing at hockey.
Oh,
Too soon?
Too soon.
Hello.
Big-
Yeah, too soon.
and then of course Des out in Republic of Doyle. It's just, I'll be honest, I haven't seen enough of Republic of Doyle to have a fully formed opinion, but everything I've seen of the show so far, I'm loving.
Oh, good.
Because one, it's Newfoundland. What's not there about Newfoundland?
Yeah.
It looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
And this is not meant as an insult, because I love Rockford Files, because I'm watching the Rockford Files at home right now. It just comes across as like an East Coast version of the Rockford Files.
I think that was part of the pitch in a way. I don't know if it was like verbatim, but like that's what they always want to do. Alan
just
loved Rockford
feels like
Files, and it's like, or the Rockford Files in Newfoundland, I think was like
Right.
kind of the thing, and it works. It's like it's that kind of show. I think that it's like you can have these like kind of iconic pieces to the show of like the GTO
Yeah.
and the city and the leather jacket, and it's like it works because
Totally
it's,
works.
and I think it's because the show doesn't take itself too seriously. That
Yeah,
it's
there's
like
always
they're
a
able-
little wink to the audience kind of thing.
There always kind of is, yeah, and it's like just when everything's getting really serious, it's brought back down
Yeah.
again. And I think that's one of the reasons why I think people like kind of take into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's fun on set too. I mean that atmosphere really exists on
Oh,
set.
man.
Like I can
You go out for drinks every Thursday.
We go through yeah. And it's like, but you can like, sometimes I'll just do stuff, and Alan will be like, that was good. I was like, oh, can I say, like, I'll ad-lib something.
Yeah.
He's like, no, that was good, just do it. And it's like, it's so cool having the showrunner and the creator right there.
Yeah.
And that's an opportunity you're not often afforded. It's like, it's by the letter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, things change when you get there on the day. It's like,
Work.
yeah, so... That's what I
only had 2 hours sleep.
I've only had 2 hours sleep. Yeah,
Because of the showrunner.
I want to, yeah, because I should have set this record straight here. I don't go out on school nights. That was like once a year, and I got caught in it, and I deserved it. I paid the price dearly. But yeah,
And the show didn't, so it all balanced.
Yeah, the show was
All
fine.
right.
Yeah, cut to my performance, and like, I'm asleep.
Is the tint on my TV off?
Yeah. Is he supposed to be asleep in the scene?
It's an interesting dramatic choice he made there.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen of it, I've loved it. It's on my list now on my Netflix. Just
cool.
to finish getting through them because I've loved everything I've seen.
Oh, great.
And I told Michelle Ricci when she was in that I joined Murdoch at the end of season 6, I think.
Oh.
And then started watching it.
Right.
But I've also gone back to the beginning, so I'm kind of working my way backwards.
But obviously, around season 5, it got awesome.
Oh, really? It got really good then. I'm not quite sure
What changed?
Just a little extra. I'm not sure what changed.
There was an extra spark. But I love it because Sue and I have been
passionate for Canadian television kind of since we started this.
Yeah.
That's
because
cool.
nobody had been talking about it. We found, and we just decided we want to start talking about all this great Canadian television that's being made, and there's so much of it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of
It was
it.
like
that
Lost Girl and Haven
Girl,
were two
Haven.
things we loved, and we're like,
Yeah.
how come there's not a community where we can talk about awesomeness?
Yeah, well, it's like the
We're
thing
like,
is,
fuck it, we'll make it our own.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
this is great because it's like, you know, a lot of people like that's what the States does. That's why everyone knows the shows because they talk about it, they're proud of it,
Oh my god.
and they're into it, and it's like, and I think that could happen more in Canada.
I think it's on its way. Yeah.
I think so too, and I think like there hadn't even been as many dramatic series 5-6 years
Oh my
ago.
god, no.
So now there's way more, and I think people are watching stuff.
Yeah.
So it's
And
great.
plus we're having, I mean, you guys have been, Murdoch has been to Fan Expo and what was that TV and film thing that just happened at
the
the
first
Lightbox?
TV festival, right?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
We were and that was, I was like, we should do this every Sunday.
Oh,
was
yeah.
it a Sunday? I feel like it was
Yeah,
a Sunday. The
yeah, I
day
think
before.
so.
And we had the episode, and I was like, it was so cool to watch. It was like being at home with everybody and watching it, but Fan Expo too, because we went and we were like, oh, I wonder, and then the room was just packed, and like it's such an acknowledgement. And for me, I mean, I've only been on the show for 3 years, but for those guys who have 7 years and have worked so hard, and since the switch over to CBC, the acknowledgement and being taken care of and appreciated for what the show really is and what it's always been, but now like it's doing better than ever.
It really
7 years in, which is like,
Unheard
which
of.
is it's crazy. But it obviously, was always that thing. It just hadn't been appreciated the way it should have been. So.
Yeah, poor Yannick had like not a single word at first at Fan Expo. He's just like, the balcony's full, the whole room's full.
That was a good day.
It was fun.
Good.
We were tweeting at you. We're like, we're here.
Yeah.
Too far back.
We're over here.
Never
Yeah,
mind.
it didn't happen. But we were busy. We got so many interviews that weekend. Thanks to Canadian television.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Defiance.
Which is amazing. Yeah, Defiance.
Orphan Black.
But yeah.
That's cool.
Now, do you guys watch one another's shows? Do you judge
Oh
one
my
another's
God, yes.
performances?
Yeah, I don't always notes. So many notes.
Yeah.
I
I'm like, honey, what'd you think? Honey? And she's in there just finishing up.
Just getting any.
Okay.
I have a typewriter.
Yeah. Yeah. First point, you sucked. Second
Were you
point-
hungover?
Yeah.
No, I actually, Mark wants to run lines with me sometimes, and I'm like, okay, but does this give away anything? Because I actually follow the show and I enjoy it. So whenever I visit Mark on set, when I go out there, I got really upset because there was one time a season ago where I saw Kristen and Alan kissing, Leslie and
Jake,
Jake kissing,
together.
and I was like, they're like together, and I was like, what? Like this was really upsetting to me. It was like a year ago, and So I actually, I follow and I enjoy it, and
Right.
we have Doyle nights and our friends come over,
Yeah.
and which is really fun. But yeah, I get excited to
Remember
see.
the time you were on set when I had a girlfriend on the show, her name, Michelle Morgan, really good actress, and Martha Bernard, who plays like my continuing love interest. They were both. I was in a scene with them, and Georgina was there. So I was like, my almost TV girlfriend, my real TV girlfriend, and my wife are all here together. And I'm like getting ready to do the scene. I look over, they're all like, I know, ready? So I'm like, oh shit. Like, yeah, it was very weird. Made me feel kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Sure. 3 girls talking about you once?
Yeah.
In a good way?
It makes fun of me. It's
Therapy,
fine.
yeah.
Then I got on the bus, right, just to therapy.
Yeah. That's where the bus goes straight. And I'm the only one on it. Therapy, please. I know. Oh, man. But I watch Murdoch too sometimes. Not as often. No, I used to watch it before because
Johnny's my buddy, so when he first got on, we were all very excited.
Right.
So I think I've seen like almost every episode.
I mean, I used to watch it because I met Johnny before I even auditioned,
Mm-hmm.
and so we go over to Johnny's and watch it, and then I just happened to audition a couple of months later. It was just really weird, and and then we
And it's so weird because I've been on Murdoch, you've been on Doyle, Helene's been on Doyle, Yannick's been on Doyle,
Johnny's been
Johnny's
on Doyle.
been on Doyle, Alan's been on Murdoch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been like
Yeah.
a million.
Yeah, I love
Really
the crossover
crossovers,
stuff.
yeah.
I love all of that.
Yeah.
I'm really glad they did Newfoundland this year.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
really
I know.
Still
It was-
fun to
Yeah,
watch.
somehow it works.
Gorgeous.
They were, and
It was
people were so
gorgeous.
excited to get to
Yeah.
go. They had the
Yeah.
best, obviously, the best trip of their life going out there. The Kiss concert happened to be there that weekend as
What's
well.
that?
When they went to Newfoundland to shoot Murdoch.
Oh yeah, and we all had dinner at Johnny's parents' house. Like it was so nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That'd be alright.
Does he really have 8 aunts? Named after flowers or whatever.
Yeah.
That was a good episode. That was,
Yeah.
I think so far that was the highlight of the season for me. So
Oh, that's
very good,
cool.
'cause it was fantastic.
I don't know, the next week.
Really?
Next week's pretty fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Not to like set the bar.
Yeah,
high.
this whole season's been like.
It's been a really good season.
Yeah.
It's been,
Mhm.
I was gonna, because I mean, there's been several that are like hilarious. There's like a sea monster and everything,
That
but
was
then there's
awesome. That
like.
was yeah, that, I
Like
think that was
Gilly's
my
coming
favorite.
back was probably one of the creepiest things I've ever seen.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Michael Cedar, you're
I know.
ridiculous sometimes.
Yeah.
And he's such a
Such a nice guy, but he creeps me out more than anybody should be able to.
That's the thing.
Right?
You wouldn't
Yeah.
expect
Like
it,
with
you
a
know?
smile. When he said to Ogden, like, you're welcome. I killed your
Yeah.
husband and made it easier for you guys to get together.
Is this the last one that aired? The one with the note?
No, that was
No, this was the
Midnight
train
to
one.
Kingston.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think you were here yet because that was like episode 8.
I think so. It was from
And
Yeah.
you, I don't think you
Yeah.
were here.
Yeah.
You were still shooting because we started airing
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
September.
September.
Yeah, September.
yeah, so it would have been like around.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's good. He's creepy and he's
Right.
creepy. Some people
He
just
is,
do
because he's
that.
good looking and he's like all
Yeah.
well dressed and well spoken, and just the thing with the dolls was wrong. That episode.
Yeah. He's very.
I
I
can't
don't
find
get
my
it.
head. I have a question for you,
Ooh.
just randomly. Were you on stage during Katie Boland's book launch?
I was.
Yeah.
It was you. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Katie's
'Cause we had Lara in like a
Short-
week
yeah,
later, so it was really fast.
Oh, Lara
for her.
Jean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's great. She did an episode of Doyle. She did the second ever episode of Doyle.
So I have seen hers. 'Cause
Yeah.
I am in the first. Well, I'm like halfway through the first season of them. So.
Yeah, she was in the. Yeah, God, that was a long time ago. But now that I think about it, oh my God, like that was like 2010, 2009, 2010. Anyway, yeah, I really liked. Well, Katie's a good friend of ours.
Katie's awesome.
Yeah, and
She's been on our show, what, 4 times now, I think? She's
Oh
almost
my
a
God.
co-host.
Yeah.
What the fuck? We gotta get here 4 times.
I know. 3 more. We're okay. We're halfway through.
all right.
We're
I bet she
good.
doesn't curse as much, right? So that.
She
No,
definitely
Well, no, I guess not.
She doesn't.
I don't know if that-
That's
That's
good.
Very well spoken.
Yeah.
So.
Damn it. Anyway, yeah, she asked me to do that thing, and then
We ended up making a short film out of the story we read.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we made it like a month after that. Like we just kind of
Wow.
put this thing together. Yeah, I thought it was just so good. As soon as I read it, because she just emailed me, and was like,
Yeah.
"Can you read this with me?" I was like, "Sure." I was like, "Let's fucking just make a movie. Just put our own money in and got it done. Stayed at a bar all night.
Yeah.
We didn't drink. There's no drinking.
Wink.
yeah. We didn't drink water.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's painting a bad picture.
I know.
It's good. It works.
Okay, good.
Now, is there anybody in Canada or any show in Canada that you haven't done that you would like to do or work with?
I'd like to do a Lost Girl because I think it would be really
Emily?
be really fun. Just to play some kind of wild character. Like, there's a lot of room for that, obviously, on that show.
Yeah.
So I think that would be really cool. Rookie Blue. Yeah. I got to work on Saving Hope, so it's the same team, which is, and they're awesome, and it's just so well done and such a great, well-oiled machine. Like, David Wellington is amazing and one of my favorite directors. So to work with him again would be awesome. So those would be my. I'm trying to think. Like, there's so many.
I just did Hannibal. I did 2 episodes of Hannibal, which
Nice.
was really cool, because those are like some of my favorite actors in the world.
Right?
Yeah, I like freaked out.
Fantastic.
That's another
cast.
show that's not afraid to go dark.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so heavy. I met Lawrence Fishburne. I was like, hey, like, you guys are great on the show. He's like, it's dark, huh? And I was like, yes, Lawrence Fishburne, it is. Anything. I'd like to do a Rookie Blue or Saving Hope. I think those shows are really well done. I'd also like to do. It's in its first season. What's the thing with Paul Schneider? What's that called?
Oh, The Divide?
The Divide. Yeah, it's filming now. I just love Paul Schneider. I just think he's a great actor. I would.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'd love to.
Yeah,
work with him.
Didn't know anything about it. We constantly update our. We've got it bookmarked at work, the in production stuff, and that it keeps popping up. I'm like, I don't know enough about it.
Well, there's nothing. I mean, they're all pretty quiet.
Yeah,
about,
it's
like,
pretty
what's
quiet, I
going
think.
on,
But I just
so-
think he's such a great actor.
Yeah.
We'll keep Blue and Saving Hope. There's such good
There's
shows.
another one I'm thinking.
Your
What's
Saving
that?
Hope episode just aired recently.
Yeah.
Because it took, I was like staring at you, because I love the show, first of all, and I was like, she looks familiar. Oh, that's Georgina. And then like the scene was over, and I had to wait for you to come back around again.
Yeah.
That was a really
Yeah,
good
a lot of
episode.
people are like, that's not her, because Murdoch's so particular in the book,
Yeah.
so people don't recognize, like, often, like, outside of it. But it's different. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Saving Hope was a lot of fun, and that episode was so cool because it was a true 43 minutes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, everything that happened in real time. So I thought that was really a really cool concept. So, and it was wild. Mark's watching it, and like when the body was being like ripped open and stuff, Mark's like, they don't do it like that. It's not that hardcore, right? Because they're like getting in there.
By the way, I just want to say, I wasn't saying that as like my professional knowledge was telling me they don't do it like that. I was like, they don't do it like that, do they? Like I was being a pussy about it. Not an expert. I just wanted to differentiate.
Yeah, I really like that show.
Yeah, that was.
Another one I'm thinking of, and I can't think.
That was a mile. Like I couldn't handle that.
Wow.
It was so intense.
Well, Orphan Black.
Orphan Black. Yeah, that'd be
Who
awesome.
does want
Yeah,
to play Orphan Black?
Obvi.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of
Those are my mains. I wouldn't mind Mr. D too. Mr. D would be cool.
Mr.
I
D
think
is
that's
fun.
fun. Yeah.
That's what I have to message. Thank you
Naomi.
very much. Yes. Yeah.
Naomi Sneakus.
Naomi. Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh
lady.
man,
She's so funny.
I love
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. It'd
It'd be great if I was like, oh man, she's a bitch.
She'd love that.
She would love that.
She would love that.
Naomi Sneakus.
But don't say that because she'll get you back.
I know,
When you
actually,
get
yeah.
her. Quiet.
Naomi is the
Be quiet.
sweetest. She's oh my god, she's perfect.
Smartest.
She's the smartest,
She's
and
perfect.
yeah, she's perfect. I wish I could say more about her, but it would waste valuable moments because
Of
perfect.
her time?
Who cares? Just don't say shit about me, Naomi. Okay, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Now, is there any point where you two would like work together on a project, like outside of Murdoch and outside of Republic of Doyle? Would you guys do a project together?
Well, we did a short film.
Yeah, I wrote and directed a short film with two of us, which was cool. I actually wrote a script that was what's happening?
Nothing.
Water bottle is squeaking a
Water
lot.
bottle is
It's like
squeaking.
right next to
I'm talking about my life here. So. I actually made that short kind of in a way, in a kind of offhanded way. It's kind of not a pitch, but sort of an idea for a feature that I wrote that I really wanted us to do together. That I'm still trying to get made.
I don't know
Cool.
if he'd direct me again though.
Yeah, Georgina, she was kind of hard to deal with. I mean, I love you, and you were fantastic.
No, it was cold. It wasn't
really
that.
cold.
It was really cold and really late. And I guess because my husband was the director, it was just so much easier to be a little more difficult. Like, I'm not commonly difficult. Actually, I really shouldn't put that out there. You might get a lot of messages that beg to differ. My mother, for one.
Naomi Sneakers. Yeah, right. She's a bitch.
But,
got her.
But no, I was just a bit like, are we like going home yet? Mark's like, I gotta get shots.
I was like, it's like 3 a.m. I'm fucking freezing. I'm wearing like jeans too. Like I'm cold.
Yeah.
But it worked out really well. And there's 3 or 4 shows that I've been kind of pitching and working on for the last little while. And one or 2 of them involves you.
I'd like to play something where we're not love interests, where it's like I give him a hard time, which is sort of
it's pretty easy,
but something like that would be more, I think that would be more fun too.
I think it'd be cool. Like I really like the idea. I think it's cool when couples kind of work together like that. I think it's kind of fun. It's almost like it reminds me of like when people have their ensembles that they work with all the time, like
Judd
Wes
Apatow
Anderson
and Leslie Mann.
Yeah.
Obviously he directs her. But
it makes it kind of fun in a weird way. I think to watch and stuff like that. And even Joan Cusack and John Cusack.
Right.
They've done
and
that.
Jeremy Piven, throw him in there because he's always in there too.
Yeah. And it's like and
everybody Joss Whedon works with.
Yeah. It's like there's always that kind of, and there's something I don't know I like about that.
I like that too. Like the Christopher Guest movies.
Yeah. Even Tarantino too, kind of a weirder, more outside kind of way, and his characters are related in the outside world. Like I like that because movies aren't real, so it's kind of almost saying we know this is not real, but here's a story.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of fun.
Watch us play.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're kind of more curious about because you know their friends in real life, so you're like, is this how they are?
Yeah.
Like, it's just a little more.
And how many times when people watch a comedy with like Jonah Hill and I don't know, and Seth Rogen say, like everybody in the theater is like, I bet that's so much fun making this. Like that's what everybody always says, and for some reason that increases your enjoyment level. I'm like, I'm happy they were happy. The movie is shit, but what is that?
I'll stay for the outtakes.
Exactly. Or 2.5 more hours for those outtakes.
So your season is pretty much coming up on the end.
Yeah, what number are we on? 14 next week?
Yeah.
So 4 more to
Because
go.
it's been off for how long now for the Olympics?
The 3 weeks?
Yeah, 3 weeks, I guess.
So we're back on Monday.
Seems like longer.
Yeah, it does, because the last one was the Sting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that one. It was that
I
one.
can see the pictures in my head. Yes.
Yeah, and then we got 4 left. I can't even remember. I know the next one really well, but the ones after that are sort of a blur to me. I'm not really
How
sure.
exciting it is going to be for
It is really
I
fun.
die? What?
I know. I don't have a job. Okay. So I'll be excited to see what everyone's reaction is.
Yeah, because I haven't heard yet whether season 8 is on the horizon. Do we know yet?
I know nothing.
Okay.
They tell me nothing.
I'm going to say probably.
I'm gonna say
It'd be pretty.
It'd be surprising.
Surprised. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see it
Did
not
really
going away
well,
for a while.
Yeah.
Same with Lost Girl. All the people are like, we find out if there's a season 5. I'm like, there's a season 5.
Yeah.
You gotta do,
Just be patient.
Can't believe that's only season 5.
Right.
I know.
Doesn't it seem? It seems way
They
longer.
did 22 one year though, didn't
The second year.
Yeah.
they?
Yeah. Republic of Doyle is where are we with Republicans?
Just ended.
Just ended.
And a couple weeks ago, huge, very well. When it was one of the best endings.
So one of the most, they always get the best music, I find.
Yeah,
in
like
Doyle.
God, they've had
Especially for their
Stones,
finales.
AC/DC, Bruce
I cannot wait to
Springsteen.
catch up.
And they had the
It's-
new hit, I can say something.
You say something,
By
yeah.
A Great Big World with Christina
cool.
Aguilera, but it's like the big ballady song that's out right
And
now.
the ending is like
And
it's
they had that, and it
really.
just shows how music is such a huge part because the
Right,
acting was so shit. No, it was a beautiful ending. And
Thank God for the
Well done.
yeah, thank God.
I'm trained you
Alan,
well.
I'm joking, but I've already done the show, so I don't care.
But it was a really like emotional ending, and everyone
Yeah.
was like, "What?" Like everyone just freaked
That's
out,
really good.
which is always good because like what you said, it means people care.
Yeah.
And we're in the same boat. We're just waiting because every year Doyle and Murdoch have started shooting at the same time.
Mhm.
Yeah, around the same time. It took a few weeks, yeah.
So yeah, we're just
That's
kind
really
of.
cool.
I mean, that's the gig, I guess. Sit around and wait, see if you have a job.
But
yeah.
you guys are keep busy. You guys have stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to go back to.
Yeah, and
family.
creative types. I hate that. Hate it.
Yeah.
Doing stuff.
I'm like Milli Vanilli though. I'm stealing someone else's ideas. I am old. I just referenced Milli Vanilli.
Wow.
I would high five you if we were sitting closer.
Yeah. You know Milli
Alicia,
Vanilli, right?
Alicia has no idea who Milli Vanilli is.
No.
I don't even
Are
know
you
who you're
serious?
talking
Seriously?
about. I don't know who you're talking about.
They were the guys who lip sync. They won a Grammy.
Oh, I remember the lip syncing, but I don't know.
You don't know what we're talking about at all, actually.
Wow.
Blame it on the rain.
On the rain.
They didn't. They lip synced the whole thing, and then they won a Grammy for like best
And they
shit
said
album. And-
they got famous for their hair.
Yeah.
They had great hair.
Oh.
Baby.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't
lose
you
my
lose my
number.
number.
And it was like such a weird.
I was in
videos.
England, I think.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah.
That's my
I
excuse
guess.
for a lot
But
of
I'm too. I'm too old, right?
I'm 21, so.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
boy!
Yeah. See? How do
Yeah.
you think we feel over here?
Wow.
I know. You're like Milli Vanilli, Merle Haggard, damn it.
I don't know.
Ouch.
I'm like,
We were already doing the Ed Sullivan really big shoe.
The really big
reviews.
shoe.
I picked up on that.
No, I'm just. Wow.
And I didn't actually watch Ed Sullivan. I'm not that old.
Yeah, I'm going.
Because that was
It's okay. That knowledge.
earlier.
You're the smartest man in the room.
Knowledge is power.
That's only smarter than me. Though. You're the smartest person in the room. I wouldn't worry about it.
I'm not. As they say in G.I. Joe, knowing is half the battle. So there you are.
But that's weird. It's only this is recent that I've started referencing things that
That's good.
not everyone gets because they weren't alive. You like literally weren't alive. You're 21. You were not alive. Like, because that must have been like early. So you're 21. So you're a 90.
92.
92? I remember writing that in
That's
my
so weird,
in my
man.
exercise book at school.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it was around like 91. You were like literally. You didn't even know you were a being. You didn't know you were a living thing. And I was watching this and knowing that they sucked. I was old enough to know that someone was cheating out someone else, and you couldn't shit for yourself.
Hey!
Sorry. I'm just.
Babies can ship for
Babies
themselves.
can shit for themselves.
They know.
Sorry. Anyway,
That
take it
was-
as a compliment.
Jeez
That was awesome.
Louise.
That was
Plus, I'll pay
awesome.
attention to everything else.
Yeah.
The best part is that she's not even on camera, so
I know, so no one knows what we're talking
There might not be anyone there.
You could cut to something like, you could cut to a wall.
I feel like this is where I get on the bus straight to therapy,
Straight to
right?
Jack Fairfield.
Yeah. There we go.
I'm sorry.
That's fantastic. And honestly, a perfect place to wrap it up.
Okay.
Yeah, you've gotta go.
I think we
Yeah,
should.
I just heard a horn beeping at the bus.
So,
Therapy bus.
Yeah.
this bus is
Yeah.
to
It's a
both
short
of you,
bus.
Thank you so much.
for coming in. This was fantastic.
It was fun.
It constantly surprises us that each interview we do just seems to top the one we just did. It's just
So Naomi Sneakus it's not going to happen when she comes in though because she's
how
not.
do you top that?
she's-
Right? How do you
She's
top you
gonna
guys?
be pretty amazing.
You're still covering your ass again.
No, I like her.
She is the funniest human being.
Yeah, she's really funny.
I don't know.
Well, I think this is great. This is really
Yeah,
fun.
This was
thanks
so
for
much fun.
being so supportive of
Are you
Canadian
kidding?
entertainment.
Yeah.
No, but it's really cool
It was
because
really
we
cool,
sometimes we feel the same way
Yeah.
about it. So it's nice
Yeah.
when you meet people who are like, no, damn straight.
It's like we're friends now. We can
I'm
just sit
like-
around and
I'm
talk
like-
about how great we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I'm saying fuck and all because you're like damn straight.
I'm trying to balance it out.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
Turn
great.
two.
Golly.
Turn two.
Yeah.
Oh, corn nuts.
Alicia behind the camera, thank you very much as always. Good job and all that. Sue,
Tim,
you're gonna go home. You're gonna send out a text that says your cheeks hurt from laughing and smiling too much.
I was thinking of saying that before when we were.
I know
We
it's
have
coming.
stuff.
But yeah, this was a great episode.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna get better. That
I'm-
puts a lot
I'm
of pressure on
pretty
everybody
proud
else
of
this
us.
week.
I just want to say, Naomi Sneakus, the bar's been raised. Okay, you got to bring it, and if you don't, I don't want to do that because you know what, you're a great girl. I got nothing. But you better bring it.
Wow, you went so gangsta and then so not.
I know. I got scared. I pictured her face being like, yeah, no, she could beat me up.
You know what? If you don't bring it, you know what?
Yeah. She was like, I see I'm a
You're
pussy.
swell.
Yeah.
That is great. Sue,
Tim,
awesome. We're just
thanks for having
fantastic.
me on
And
the show.
everybody at home for watching, thank you very much. Yeah, and we'll see you next time. Which for us is tomorrow night, but for you is a couple weeks from now. Stay tuned.
Or a week.
Thank you and good night. Oh my god, you guys, that was so hard.
That was